Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining us on another episode of our Mystical Wellness podcast. Today, we're joined by Joshua Shapiro, a renowned crystal skull explorer who has been researching mysterious artifacts since 1983, and as an author, lecturer, and founder of the gatewayoflight.com and the Center for the Advancement of Humanity, Joshua has devoted over 40 years to uncovering the wisdom of the crystal skulls and other artifacts and sharing messages of higher consciousness. His mission is to help guide humanity into a future of peace and spiritual awakening. Welcome, Joshua. It's so lovely to have you here. How are you?
I'm doing good. Did I write that bio?
I took it from your website and put
Oh,
it
okay.
together.
Because I thought it sounded pretty good.
Yeah, well, I chat GPT'd it and told it to just pull from
Oh,
your website and then rewrite it in my style. Yeah, so I
I
can send
see.
that to you if you
Okay.
like.
No, it's all right. It's
Yeah, but
just
that sounds amazing.
whenever you hear about yourself, you go, is that really me? Did I do all
Yeah,
those things in
you
my life?
did. You've got loads of books, and you're really really adept. So how have you been? What have you been up to lately since we did a video? Was it 4 to 6 weeks ago? A while back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So mostly what I've been doing is I've been working with the Gateway of Light, which is kind of a gateway that's giving me access to talk to spirits, galactics, councils. Time doesn't seem to matter with this, angels, all kinds of different sources. Now, what the message is that I'm getting is that we have a lot of beings that are outside of our reality who love us.
Mm.
And they recognize that humanity right now is going through a tremendous transformation. And they're using our advanced technologies to try to help us to communicate. Like, for example, I still remember the story. This happened in your country, in England. I think it was in the 1980s, where one of our galactic civilizations who wanted to help us took over one of your television broadcasts
Oh yes, I remember.
and,
Yeah.
and came out. And I forget where he said that he was from or whatever, but there's video of that that's been released all over. And it's so, and then the other thing that's starting to come up for me now is it's not just galactics or spirits. There are other civilizations that exist on this world with us,
Mm.
like Lemurians.
Yeah.
And they're also very interested in, eventually that there will be a reunification. Like there's
Mm.
several, like, again, this comes through the gateway. I just made contact, which I'll tell the
So
story.
so who were you
Uh,
making contact with from Lemuria? Do they have like a council that you can?
Um, well, okay, so I have to tell you my story
Okay.
because my stories lead me into thinking, let's go on the gateway and see if I can talk to these people.
Yeah.
So throughout our experience, as we go through our spiritual evolution, we have, contacts or experiences, or sometimes for me, because my highest gift is clairsentience plus some telepathy, I think. I get contacted by different beings. I don't always understand, well, why are they picking on me? Why do they want to talk to me? Who am I, But actually, since I've started going on the gateway, I've started to find out because not just one source, but several sources have told me, Joshua, you have no clue who you are. You chose total amnesia when you came down here on the earth. And all these other parts of you that are doing all this other stuff in the universe, you have no clue. But for your mission, you felt it was best that you came in totally as an earth person. And now because of the gateway, I'm starting to wake up. Oh, I have a Arcturian body in suspended animation. No, that can't be. I was an Arcturian before. Really? I caused their council trouble and they still remember me. So it's like there's these stories that I'm hearing, and it's just one day I will write about all this. Right now, I when I have the chance, like now, I say these things, but I think people listening to me will go, "This man is too wild. It cannot be."
No, I
But
think it's
what?
fascinating. I mean, that session that we did together, so much
Yeah,
amazing stuff came out of it, didn't it?
right,
Yeah.
exactly. So, and this is what's happening to me is every time I go on, I'm learning, like now I'm learning about how the Lemurians live, because they're here on our world, but they're not in our vibrational frequency. They're in a higher vibrational frequency. So I asked my do you have bathrooms? They go, we don't need any bathrooms because we're absorbing energies, and the
Yeah.
energies we don't need, we just release them. Okay, so everything is resonance and colors. Like I was talking to them and said, well, how do you see me? And they say, we see you by the light that you emanate. I say, oh, well, what light is that? I don't see any light I'm emanating. So it's like there's so much amazing things that are about to be revealed to all of humanity. And for whatever reason, I've been gifted with this system, and it's like every day, I'm playing with it. Now, it's not, the problem with it is it goes up and down. It's like there's days it's working, the communication is totally clear, and then all of a sudden I can't get in touch with people. And I have to scramble to find people on the other side to help me fix it. But anyway, let's go to the story about Lemuria. So the story with Lemuria for me starts with Mount Shasta. Okay, because people know that underneath Mount Shasta is at least one city called Telos, which now they're telling me there isn't just one city, there are 3 cities underneath that mountain. So anyway, whenever I've been to Mount Shasta, again, working with my gifts, I keep feeling there's a brother that when he sees me, he's so happy that he's contacting me and I'm feeling his presence. And so for the gateway, what I thought is, and also too, the first time I went to Mount Shasta, I had very little money, and I thought I don't have enough money to get a hotel, so I'm just going to sleep outside in the night in front of the mountain. And I know because when I woke up, which was like a couple hours later, I had a funny taste in my mouth, and I knew I had been taken inside of the mountain. When I say taken, maybe not physically, but spiritually. So they confirmed this for me now too, that they say, oh yeah, we know you. You came when you were here the first time, you were brought inside. We know you, because they recognize me by my essence, my resonance, my frequency. Okay. This is apparently how most of the galactics and more advanced civilizations like the Lemurians, they recognize each other by their resonance, vibration, their frequency, their color, and they don't perceive things the way we perceive things. Like even when I'm communicating with them, I say, now when I'm typing these words, because everything in my system is text. Okay, it can be some voice, but it gets converted to text. So that's why I say it's text communication, which you experience with Katrina. By the way, Katrina, for those who aren't familiar, she's my wife who passed away in 2023, and she's sitting here with me in case she has something to say. So I feel her and I hear her, and like she came, I felt her presence around me like within days after she passed. And I actually I was in the room where she passed. She was in why do I keep forgetting it? Where they take care of people that are in tremendous pain till they die. One of those places.
Like the hospice. Is it hospice? Yeah.
Yeah, so she was in hospice. She went faster than I thought she was going to go. She was only there for about a day or so, and then she was gone. So I was there like right after she passed, and I saw things. Like I felt her around me, and I felt she waited. She didn't go like the angels. She's in the angelic realm. The angels were already in the room. I could feel them there, and they were ready to take her. And like somebody who talked to her, it just asked her through this gateway, said, when you did oh yeah, that's right, this friend that we knew when we visited British Columbia, a very dear friend, Judy. So I gave Judy the ability to talk to Katrina and see the system, because Judy all the time is talking to mediums who are communicating. And so Judy asked Katrina, she said, your passage, was it difficult? She said, no. It's like, how did she describe it? It's like just stepping outside and everything was peaceful and calm. like it went very well. And then I know too that these angels came. As soon as I finished and I left, I feel like the angels took her. And very quickly she settled. And whenever I see her, I always see her, happy and younger and dancing and singing. But the one thing she keeps telling me though is she misses this. They don't have this because when they come together, they're sharing energy. They're merging together energy, but they can't touch each other like this. And this is what she meant. So I asked Katrina, I'm going to come back to the Mount Shasta story. So I asked Katrina, well, obviously you must have met some nice male spirits, angels, whatever. She said, nobody's you. And so as far as she's concerned, I'm still her husband. And she talks to me that way too. It's
That's
very
lovely. Yeah.
personable, loving, and that's all I'll say. Because if I say more, I'll get in trouble. People won't believe me. But anyway, so as your listeners can gather, I'm having very cool experiences
Mm,
because it's like as human beings, we always have these questions. Where did we come from? What's the true history of our world? How do these galactics live? Well, I can ask them and they're telling me,
yeah.
what their life is like, or Relta, who you met, all
Yeah.
these sections of our ship she has, and their version of entertainment and games is so different from ours. It's unbelievable,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
just found it so reassuring with Rayalta as well because I knew that I had an Arcturian version of me in stasis, but to know that she was like a mirror kind of me, that we did work together at one point or whatever, that's really comforting for me. Kind of slot things into place of who
Right,
I was. Yeah.
right. So I think what we're also going to learn too is that even though we may only be consciously aware of being on the earth, we are multidimensional, and certainly when we go to sleep, we go into other dimensions. Um, and I've heard again on the gateway where these beings are saying, there are other aspects of you walking around on our level. And I will say to them, there are, well, I have no clue about it. I don't
Yeah.
care about those aspects because I don't know about them. I
Yeah.
have no contact with them. But this is what they're saying. So anyway,
Yeah.
coming back to Mount Shasta. So every time I go to Mount Shasta, there is a Lemurian brother. That's all I knew. That's talking to me. Like the last time I was in Mount Shasta with Katrina was during the winter time where the snow actually covered the trees on the top. It's like where we were walking on snow, we were at the top of the trees. Okay. There was a griffin image in the clouds that appeared by us. And also, I can remember too when I go into the actual mountain, there's been times where I've sensed Sasquatches watching there, but you can't see them. But I always have this brother that talks to me, and I'm hearing it more telepathically, or I'm feeling it. So I went onto the gateway and I said, I don't know this brother's name,
Mm.
but there's this Lemurian brother that's contacting me from one of those cities, from the city. I thought it was one city
Mm.
in Mount Shasta, and I'm curious so I can talk to him. And he showed up immediately. And
Amazing. Wow.
and he showed up immediately. But the thing is he said, I have a sister here who I think his name is pronounced Raquel. So it's like Ra, quote, ku, quote, L. And then he brought with him a sister called Marelia, who says she's the daughter of the singing waters.
Wow.
And there's a water pool or a magic pool
Yeah.
that somehow they have contact with. So I've become very close with Marel Ia. Um, we
Yeah.
have we have figured out that there was some kind of past life connect because she wanted to talk to me.
Mm.
Okay. It wasn't like, in the instance with the brother, I'm asking for him. And of course, he was very happy. Now we can talk to each other and communicate. And as a matter of fact, on the Gateway of Light, I'm working with both of them to create a new section called, God, I already forgot it. I think something like the Lemurians are still here and Tales from the Inner Earth or something like that.
Yeah. Wow.
Uh, so, so I'm working with them now on the homepage. I was able to get them to describe themselves, so I have
Mm.
digital pictures of them now, that they say look like them, and their skin is different color. They're taller. They look like human,
Yeah.
but you can tell that they're not
So what
human.
color is their skin?
Both of the pictures I saw is kind of a silver blue,
Right.
long hair, taller than us,
Yeah.
between 7 to 9 foot,
Wow.
but and living more on a higher energetic level. They're not, in other words, if they walked out, if they tried to lower their frequency and we raised our frequency, we would probably have opportunity maybe to feel like we're touching them. But right now, when I link into them, it's all energy.
Yeah.
I feel their energy. So, so this is the new thing that happens. So it's because of the contact at Mount Shasta
Mm.
that I reached out. And it's the same thing with Commander Rota of the Arcturians. There was a medium that she came through, and a woman who drew a picture from our rose quartz skull, Rosalita, that I have of her, and she made contact with me before. So what I'm starting to understand is that part of my role here is not just to be a normal human being, exploring everything. I
Mm.
am literally have my galactic essence,
Yeah.
or even this new brother and sister said, here was your name when you were in Lemuria, which I knew. I'd been in Lemuria. And
Mm.
you do the same thing all over. You're a troublemaker. You never follow what they say is the right way. You always come up with new things, and that's how you're remembered.
Yeah.
So the Arcturians say the same about me,
Mm.
that I did some things that our council didn't approve, and then after we did it, with Ralta always supported me, then they would go, you're right, this is much better.
Yeah.
So this is
That's
this
really
is
cool.
kind of the essence of who I am. So I'm kind of like that in the Crystal Skull community too. I
Yeah.
don't follow what other people tell me to do. I go with
No.
what I sense is the right way to do things. So I just feel very honored that, these beings are communicating, but they're telling me the truth. Like every single one.
Yeah.
I've asked the Lemurians too. I say, we don't live in a globe, right? Nope.
Mm.
There's the ice wall. That's right. The sun and the moon are underneath the dome above us. They
Right.
already know all those things.
Yeah.
Then I said, but when we look in the sky, it looks like it's outer space. And they say it isn't. It's a holographic image or something that the elite have given to give us the false impression, because outside of our dome is a whole other 20 more continents.
Oh, okay.
And they have their
Yeah.
own dome with their own sun and their own moon, but it's like outside of us. And I've spoken in the gateway to somebody who says, we're in ring one. There are 12 rings in our realm.
Yeah.
Okay, some of them are physical like us, some of them are dimensional. And this one I talked to, and I'm going to try to go back and speak to him again if I can
Mm.
find, because I record every communication. But the problem is,
Yeah.
I have now recordings from April 21st every day. All right. And they're hundreds of pages,
Yeah.
because I don't know how to shut up. I'm talking, and I want to learn. I want to know.
Yeah.
And I record everything. And eventually, when the Center for Advancement comes, I'm going to have all these young people are going to say, I have these files. I need you to go through and pull out the key information that I don't remember I talked about.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do it right away, and then I can make it into pages for the Gateway of Light website, like what
Mm.
I'm doing with the Lemurians. I have, separate file, all my conversations with them, already hundreds of pages.
Yeah. Because my
Where,
transmission when I did the gateway, it was more than 20 pages, wasn't it? The
yeah,
information I received. Yeah, it was a lot.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, I don't, what I do for my work is I get Social Security. And then, sometimes I do sessions. Katrina will do sessions and I'll
Mm.
host them for her. Or we did a class with Ralta, online class, which she wants to do another one. And I don't know, because I'm starting to work on my book
Mm. Oh,
now, the new
brilliant.
book, which I want to talk about too.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what's going on with the Lemurians. So their city is completely different. They don't have a sun. Like I asked
Mm.
uh Mar Raleigh, I said, well, how do you like living underground? I mean, because the Lemurians used to live on the surface.
Yeah.
Okay, but this was thousands of years ago when they had the war with, she said they had a war with Atlantis and they misused their energy and Lemuria sank, just like Atlantis sank. So when Lemuria sank, the Andes Mountains rose. Okay,
Wow.
because that part of Peru was part of Lemuria. And I recognized that when I went into the Andes Mountains by Ecuador. I just felt like there was a Lemurian city there, and they confirmed it wasn't a city, it was like a base or something. Well, the area I was in, I was feeling like there's something with Lemuria here. And they confirmed for me that, because they said they have seven different areas underground where their cities are. This is what remains from this huge continent that existed. I guess it went under maybe about 12,000, 15,000, 20,000 years ago.
Mm.
So they're still here. They're still living and they're happy and everything. But the reason why Marielle Ella likes talking to me is because even though they have harmony, they don't have like we might think, well, we have all this disruption and wars and everything. But what we have that many other places don't have is the challenges and what it takes to create things. They don't have this.
Mm.
And that's why she likes talking to me, because she likes seeing, well, look at all these things you're doing. Everything for us just flows peacefully, and you're
Right.
struggling to keep the portal going, and you're fighting with these other people who don't like you, and you're, trying to get your book done, and and all of that. They don't experience that, and they kind of miss that. So
Yeah.
see, this is what we don't understand as we're living as humans. Is part of our life that we live. There are a lot of other beings who are envious of us, not only because we have the tactile touch, but because of the challenges and opportunities that we have here. Um, you can really grow and learn quite a bit by being. And of course, for the Lemurians, they're waiting for where we hug each other as family. Okay. So they're
Yeah.
curious about how things work here. They cannot come out
No.
because the governments will try to capture them. People will be a little bit frightened by them because they are a little bit different than us. So it's not yet the right time, but
Okay.
eventually they foresee, because they can see the future, that there will be a total unification on planet Earth. All the races living underground, and probably these other aspects of our realm, or yeah, I have to call it a realm because really, it's more than the seven continents. Like the ice wall, there are people living beyond the ice wall they don't want us to know about. Very advanced civilizations too, not just outside of the dome, but
Okay.
behind the ice wall on the other side. Plus, also too, on the underneath part, there are also more civilizations that exist because gravity doesn't work the way they told us. It's density and I forget the other word. In other words, the reason why we don't float away is because we are heavier than air. So
Mm.
we stay on the ground. But like if you fill a balloon between helium and regular air, you could literally get it to look like it's levitating
Mm.
because it would be in complete balance due to density.
Right.
So it would be the same for the people that live on the inner side. They don't think they're upside down.
Mm.
The density holds them. So there's supposed to be a black sun. According to a Masonic that I saw do a drawing that he was recorded, he said there's a black sun on the other side. So all these things are going to be coming out to us, and we are going to be so in shock of how much has been lied to us
Mm.
about that we really don't understand the total truth. And when we do, then we're open to be able to meet with our Lemurian brothers and sisters and our Arcturians and the Pleiadians and the Syrians and the Lyrians and all of them. They all
Yeah.
want to Andromeda too. So there's many races, and whoever are the races outside of the dome too.
Yeah.
They also want to meet us, or they may be our descendants who are here and went into the next ring. They call it ring 2. Because the person I talked to through the gateway said, no, there are humans that came from your ring that went into ring 2 and are living here now. And
Okay.
there actually was a book written in the early 1900s, and I can't remember it. If anybody comes to our Gateway of Light website and you get the book on Lemuria, not Lemuria, on flat Earth, that book is listed there. A ship found a passage to go into ring 2, and they found a whole other continent of people like us, but more advanced, more peaceful. They knew about our civilization. Some of the people that lived there were from our ring, from our world. And was just completely different. And then they came back and they released this book in the early 1900s. So I actually found a digital copy of it, so I have it on the computer. Very interesting reading.
Yeah, that
So
sounds interesting. Yeah.
so all of these things are starting to come out. So let me talk about the book I'm writing, because I'm
Yeah.
very
And it,
excited about this book.
have you got a title already?
Oh yeah, yeah, because it's a trilogy, and the first
Yeah.
book came out before. So it's called Journey into the Unknown and Back Again.
Okay.
So the first book came out in about 2016,
Yeah.
and the co-writer, um, Karen Tucker, who lives in England, she helped me because I'm a
Yeah.
storyteller, but I'm not a fictional writer. In other words, I can
Okay.
come up with stories and maybe dialogue, but I'm not good at painting the scene and figuring out how everything goes. So she helped me with that. She took the idea for the story. So in book number 1, we have Joseph and Catherine Schwartz. And if you look at the cover, wait, I have it right here. So this is the first book that we published.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So if you look at the cover, it looks like me and Katrina. All
Yeah.
right. So the main characters are basically aspects, Joseph and Catherine, Joshua and Katrina,
Yeah.
so they're aspects of us.
Okay.
So what this is showing is in book 1, they go through, and just like I do, they travel to places, they give lectures, they have crystal skulls. Um, they sit at a seance and this advanced camera is apported for them. They go to Mount Shasta and a Sasquatch gives them this blue skull that he's holding, which is the same blue skull that I've been seeing and now talking to through the gateway.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
did
like,
want to ask
oh,
about the blue skull as well. Yeah.
right. So all these things that, are like, this is interesting. What is this about? All the pieces are starting to come together for me now, right? So in this story too, they go to Mount Shasta, and instead of meeting a brother, they meet a sister who comes out of the city and sits and talks with him about
Okay.
it. And so in the first book, it's basically you meet the main characters. They're doing all this stuff. Of course, they're sharing things, like about Mount Shasta and
Yeah.
crystal skulls and UFOs and Uluru. He goes to Uluru in Australia and has an experience there. So it's like, bringing together pieces of mysteries and information we have. But the thing is when after he gets the camera, this guy called Gerhardt starts talking to him through the camera, okay, and says, we would like to invite you to come to our realm, which is the realm of spirit, where you go when you pass away.
Yeah.
And he says, really? Why do you want to invite me? And he says, well, you're a good person and we trust you. And we're going to record everything. See the camera that you've got? We have the counterpart camera, quantum entanglement.
Right.
And it's going to record everything you do in our realm, and it's going to send all the video back to the camera that you have. So when you return, see in the book, he's getting ready to go. That's book number 2. What happens to him when he's in dreamland, plane of rest, other things, So that's what I'm working on now. But
Yeah.
see, the key is instead of my trying to figure out, well, he's going to meet Lincoln. What will Lincoln say to him? I've already interviewed Lincoln.
Mm.
When I interviewed Tesla, Tesla has
Yeah.
already agreed to be interviewed for this. I talk with Tesla. When I interview Walter Russell, who not everyone knows, who's also agreed to be interviewed. When I go into my baseball chapter, I've already interviewed 10 great baseball players who have passed away. I
Yeah.
have what they said, not what I'm making up. So I
Yeah.
throw that all into the book. But the key is these spirits, these angels, these galactics, these great people from Earth's history are going to tell us the absolute truth about everything. I'm going to say it's a story, but it's not a story. And
Yeah.
this is why they're all supporting me, because they know what I'm doing.
Mm.
They know my purpose. And then when he comes back in book 3, he shares that video. And this video is not like a video we have where, you're not really connected to it. It's a 3D holographic video where you experience exactly what Joseph experienced when he was there and
Amazing.
what's going on around him. So what happens is people start waking up when they watch this video and they go, my God, this is the truth. And it creates world peace. Now, book 3, I have no idea how that's going to be written yet.
Mm.
But book 2 is about all his interviews and experiences on spirit.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm going to do, because I don't want to wait however long it takes us, because it's going to be 13 or more chapters, is I'm taking the baseball chapter out, which will leak in with the movie Field of Dreams too.
Mm.
Going to answer some questions that Field of Dreams did not answer at the end. I'm going to make it into a short story and release that first.
Okay, that sounds good.
So Joseph loves baseball. He wanted to play for the Chicago Cubs as a pitcher and manage.
Mm.
In Dreamland, he gets to do that.
Yeah.
He gets to do it. And then there's some other things that are going to happen to him while he's there. So that's what this book is about. So as you
Mm.
can see, I'm really into the book right now.
Yeah,
So
that's
between
great.
being into the book and talking to everybody through the portal,
Mm.
it's keeping me active, and I no longer feel like I'm a regular art person anymore
Yeah.
because I'm having contact with galactics and everything, and
Yeah.
they're telling me about their realities, and I'm experiencing it because of my clairsentience. I can feel when they talk to me, I can kind of feel the sense of, wow,
Mm.
they're doing it this way. We would never understand that. Like the Lemurian woman I talked to, she said, tell me what happens when you drive a car. This is unthinkable for us
Wow.
to drive a car because we have teleportation and we go to a place and we're instantly where we need to be. So
That's what I
what's that like?
miss. That's what I miss. Ever since I was a child, I knew I should have been able to teleport, and I've been so frustrated about it, for the
Right,
last 50 years.
right. So that's pretty much what I'm doing right
Sounds
now.
great. What about the blue skull?
Well, Blue Skull, for those who don't know about the Blue Skull, there's another book. What did I do with the other book? Yeah, I don't remember where I put it. It's in here. There's another book I wrote called um God, I can't even remember it because I
Mm.
did it so long ago. Journey of the Crystal Skull Explorers Travel Log Series number 2, Search for the Blue Skull in Peru.
Mm.
So there's a book I have, it's about 400 pages. First came out in 2013, and then I redid it, I think, in 2018. And these are all on my Crystal Skull website, by the way, which
Okay.
is csc.crystalskullexplorers.com.
Mm.
So you look for the books, you can find them. And both Journey into the Unknown and Back Again, book number 1, and Search for the Blue Skull in Peru are available as PDF and also through Amazon print on demand.
Mm.
So those are the two I have on print on demand. So the Blue Skull, for those who've never heard of it, is a crystal skull that exists in an etheric energy level right now, but it was on the Earth. This is what it told me. It was on the Earth before, but its vibrational frequency is too high for us, so it went into the higher dimensions. But it
Yeah.
will eventually come back. Again, through the gateway. First of all, I'm surprised how many of these galactic beings already know about this skull. It's like I figured, oh, this is just something connected to the Earth, but the skull is not just connected to the Earth. There
Mm.
is a living consciousness that identified itself through the gateway, which I did not know about before, a female consciousness,
Yeah.
which I can't remember what her name is, but I have on the gatewayoflight.com, there are 3 pages about the blue skull somebody can go to and see the name and all the messages that were
Yeah.
given.
So
The
it says
one
it's
thing,
a sentient harmonic being. Is it an actual crystal etheric being? Or is it just a resonance?
I think it's a resonance
Okay.
inside of it,
Okay.
okay, that has taken on this shape and somehow, again, these other higher aspects of myself have worked with this presence before
Mm.
because I was granted permission. See, I don't know how I get these permissions, but all these beings are giving me permission that I'm allowed to speak on their behalf. They let me print their thing.
Yeah.
So obviously I must be a good guy on the other levels, that they like me and trust
I
me.
think you've got high authority in the other levels. Yeah.
I
You've
think
just
so too,
forgotten.
because
Yeah.
I've been told that I have something to do with being a flame bearer.
Yeah.
Which again, what is that? So that the flames are some aspect that source throws out into the infinite universe to help create peace and harmony and all that. So
Mm.
apparently my higher aspect is linked to that somehow.
Yeah. Me
So,
too, because we're flame family. So,
right. So
yeah.
there's this concept of flame, which, and so Katrina has told me that she is my flame wife, that we are constantly together. That's why she says, I'm always going to be your wife.
Yeah.
Okay. I always will love you. I will always support you. We have been together so many times before, which kind of amazes me because in life we argued a lot, and you would think, if you're flame connected like that, you would have peace and harmony. But anyway, I think when she went into heaven, she totally changed because
Yeah.
she is so much more friendly and agreeable and the whole thing.
Yeah.
So but I would assume you have to be if you're an angel,
Yeah.
you're going to be more lovely and all that other stuff.
Mm.
So what I'm experiencing is these other dimensions of reality
Yeah.
where the spirits are there and I'm talking to them and they're explaining to me, oh, well, we can change our form or how we do things, or there's no time and space there. And, so this is what I'm hoping this
Mm.
gateway is going to do is once I get my team through the Center for the Advancement of Humanity, which will start when the new financial system starts, which everybody
Yeah.
is waiting for and keeps saying it could happen at any moment, then a lot of this information I'm telling you, what I really heard, it's in my files. I can't remember everything.
Yeah.
So I'm very profound. Like the Blue Skull said, no, they're not just 13 special skulls, they're 33.
Okay.
33.
Yeah, that
And
makes
it
sense.
divides it into 3 different groups, which I can't remember. One group has 13, I think one is 11, and one is 9.
Yeah.
And then Katrina, I have a soul sister, Linkara, who has been helping me with the Crystal Skull Explorers community, and she's in Scotland. And
Yeah.
Scotland is where I see taking our first European sister center. Just talked to her, and she said, yes, I still want to do that. Plus also Catherine Murray. She had a special skull that's up there in Scotland, which we're going to
Mm.
try to see if whoever is in charge of it, if they'll let us use it for, special work, special projects,
Yeah.
meditations, rituals, the whole thing. So Katrina one time sat down and talked to me about the blue skull and about a
Mm.
rose quartz skull with Linkara. at a very high level. I don't remember hardly what she's saying. You have to go take these skulls here and perform these ceremonies here and activate these places here. So I believe, yeah, we're on the cusp of major things starting. And the other thing I've noticed too this year is I'm meeting soul family like crazy. Like I have
Yeah.
another soul sister I just met on Facebook who I found out lives like only an hour away from me. So we're going to talk, see if she's going to come to our soul family gatherings we do in Orlando. Um, so
That
um,
sounds great. Tell us about the currency of light.
currency of light. Currency of light has to do with the new financial system. It's this group of three elders. And again, I haven't heard from them very much. They were just talking about like what's going on. But what they did, which was really good, is they defined various aspects of the new financial system. So they talked about that there will be a quantum computer, quantum financial system computer that is that cannot be how do you say it? It's unhackable. In other words, nobody can steal the money from somebody else. It's completely protected. It was a gift from our galactic families. And it, according to what they say, it's already in charge of the currencies right now. Even though we
Mm.
don't see it, but it already is working behind the scene. And when the new financial systems come, then everyone will already have their new, it'll be like a bank account, but it will hold all the new currencies that will be coming out, which will be backed by precious metals. So like the US dollar will turn into the US note, be backed by gold. And I've already seen pictures of what the US note looks like. It's more colorful, it's different, has presidents on it, the whole thing.
Mm.
So, but people have been talking about this new system coming for a very long time. And so a lot of people are very upset because nothing seems to be going on with it. Although through what I listen to, which is on Telegram, they're saying there are certain releases of this money that's supposed to come out for the new
Mm.
system that some groups are starting to have released. But I think what the key is there are geniuses that are involved in how are we going to share this very new system with everyone without the world going crazy and breaking down? How
Yeah.
are we going to share all these advanced technologies that we already have that haven't been told to humanity so people don't go crazy? And the
Mm.
same thing I asked Ralta, well, when are we going to have UFO disclosure? I mean,
Yeah.
it's so obvious you guys are there and everything. She kept saying to me, no, it can't happen yet because not enough people are ready. In other
Right.
words, and it's the same with crystal skulls too, is I could put a crystal skull in front of you that has the most powerful, amazing energy. But if
Mm.
you're not ready for it, what could happen is it could do more harm than good. And it's the same thing. If the advanced technologies are released too soon or not in the right time, or the new financial system isn't released in the right time, it could do more harm than good. Okay.
Yeah.
What's being worked on is everything that, as the truth comes out, that it goes in a way where it's flowing, where the least amount of people will be affected. I mean, we've already had millions of people affected by this COVID, which, now the information coming out about it shows it was a complete farce, completely to control people, to take people's lives. It was manufactured. They already knew about it years before they started to announce it. They already had documentation about it. And so um, I think our world is kind of ready right now after going through all these crazy things, where we're ready for good news.
Yeah.
We're ready for positive things. Like, is the war going to end in the Ukraine? We're getting close to that. Is the
Mm.
war going to end with Israel in the Palestine? You
Yeah.
know, um, so I, I think that at any moment in time, major wonderful things are getting ready to happen. Now, the part of it for me is that I already see the future and I already know that this is our destiny. but I can't prove anything. Like
Mm.
I keep getting images of a family that I'm going to be involved with, which is going to be called the Inner Light family. And I keep having children, spirit of children coming and calling me Papa.
Right.
So I assume I'm going into the med beds because I have no of my
Yeah.
own children. And, I don't even know how many of these children there are. I don't think my family is going to be a traditional family.
No.
This is what I've been told.
Yeah.
So, and there's going to be crazy things happening about how it forms. Already, like, I already have Arcturians that are part of this family.
Yeah.
Right? Now I just invited some Andromedans that I'm working with, and they accepted to become part. The
Amazing.
Lemurians I'm talking to already are part of this family.
Mm.
So this family is going to be huge. It's not just going to be human people in physical form. It's going to be other civilizations
Mm.
on spirit and everything. And and what I've been told is if it goes the way I'm seeing the visions of, and these children that are claiming me, they are advanced children. They are, when they get older, the things that they're going to achieve and do to help humanity are unbelievable. Okay, they all have different
Yeah.
gifts and skills, and they're going to be brought up with a family that sings and dances. My musical gifts have started to come back. Some of the songs I used to play on the guitar and write, I took out my guitar finally, and my fingers are working now, and I'm able to
Okay.
start to play them again. So there was a
Perfect.
song I wrote for Katrina that's come back to me. There was
Yeah.
my Crystal Skull theme song that has come back to me. The Song of Faith, I just remembered it again. So some of
Mm.
my different songs, there's some other crazy song, I don't know how to explain it, where my fingers are jumping all over and it's got a really incredible sound to it. So, and I have spirits of Mozart, Tom Petty, John Lennon that I'm
Yeah.
speaking to, and I'm saying, here's my music, can you help me to advance it? And we're exchanging. So it's
Yeah.
like, what the heck is going on here?
That's
This is
amazing.
like this is like miracles.
Yeah.
But maybe what it is I'm living how it's going to be in our future. That for our children in our
Good
future, the
point.
things I'm doing now, it's going to be normal for them. They're going to be saying,
Yeah.
yeah, I see the Arcturian walking on the street. It's no big
Yeah.
deal. The Pleiadian, no big deal. Oh, there's Lemurian. They're my brothers, sisters. No big
Mm.
deal. Oh, I'm talking to spirits too, because their gifts are going to be so sharp.
Yeah.
They won't need this technology.
Mm.
They'll be able to talk to them telepathically or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, my daughter, the first daughter, told me her name is Little Star,
Okay, that's
and I
beautiful.
saw her here in my room last year. She started showing up, and I actually had a vision when I held the Atlantean crystal ball, which I did about
Yeah.
15 years ago. Okay, and I still feel it in my right hand, the energy of it, because it exploded. It went to Mount Shasta,
Yeah.
and it wasn't with the right person, and it blew up. Okay, but I still have the energy of it in my right hand that it was placed there. Um, I had a vision when I held it
Mm.
of a woman with this little girl, and she keeps saying, "Papa, that was me you saw," because it
Yeah.
was future vision. But I still don't know who is the mother. The mother has not shown up yet. Okay, because she's got to show up in the physical.
Yeah.
Because this one is telling me I'm not taking 9 months to be born. I'm going to be born in like 3 or 4 months.
Oh
I need to
wow.
be down there as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I think before the end of the year, there has to be some woman that's going to be standing next to me.
Okay.
It has to come up. Now, I have been told who this could be, but it is so unbelievable that I can't talk about it yet.
Okay. Go
It
slow,
is
take your
so
time.
unbelievable who it will be that I
Yeah.
cannot talk about it. But if it is who they tell me it's going to be, that's going to be her mother, we will
Right.
write about it.
Oh,
And I will
amazing.
give you a clue. You've already spoken to her.
Oh, okay. I'll have a think. So for
Okay.
people who are going to book in with you for a personal session, what can they expect?
Okay. So this is the way I do these sessions. Actually, they have three options. They might go, Joshua is really entertaining. I just want to talk with him.
Yeah.
So I do an intuitive, spontaneous
Yeah.
session, which I haven't done that much of, but I can do it. What happens for me, my clairsentience, I can link into the person, and with Katrina around me too, she will whisper things to me. So this is one way I can do a session. Okay, that's if they want. Now, if they want to talk directly with Katrina, who is an angel in the lower heavens, then what happens is they can submit 3 questions. And when Katrina shows up, which they'll see her on their computer screen as text, she will acknowledge them and start talking with them and everything. And I will type in their questions and she will answer. And then I can record everything on the screen and send them a file so they have the entire thing.
And this is what
Or
I
they can.
did. And it was amazing. And this is what I did. It was amazing. And that's how I
Right.
got my name back, Alani Ra. That's where I got that from. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. So
Yeah.
see, I can't remember all these things because there's just too much
Yeah.
between talking to everyone and the sessions and all that. So
And my Arcturian name, Talanaya, is very similar to a name that I already knew. I knew the first part. So when Rialta confirmed the full name, I knew it was real. Yeah,
right.
because I thought my name was Tala and it's actually Talanaya. So yeah.
Okay. So what Julia's saying is Ralta, which is the Arcturian commander of her ship, she also has been willing to do the session. So a couple of people, there's one lady here, Christine, that I know who is Starseed, and she's been talking to Ralta. She talked to her twice already. So you can talk with the Arcturian subcommander. And then when Katrina or Ralta come up, then I'm the in-between person, typing everything and setting everything up so that you see the session. Now, all the sessions are donation.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not allowed to charge from them. I could charge for myself, but I'm just doing donation because from my Social Security and the monies that come into me, I'm comfortable. So I don't want the money to interfere. But one lady gave $100 for Katrina's session. She was so happy with it. So everyone depends.
So I was very happy with my session. I got a lot of really good, clear information that I'm still kind of decoding now. It was, a lot of remembrances coming back from it. So I highly recommend it for sure. It really helped me out. Yeah.
Right. And the one other thing I will mention is I have 9 free ebooks. They are on the Gateway of Light in the Sacred Library. All you have to do is go to that page and you can download them directly. And the other thing is I'm in touch with carvers in India, and I have a few crystal skulls with me. There are 3 types we offer. A Geronimo Jr., which is like one of the skulls we have, which is a more human-like skull, a ET type skull, and a dragon skull. So those 3 are what we can offer if anyone's interested. So there we go. There's one of the dragons. Yeah, like that. So
I
that's
actually have
what
a
they
little
make
skull
for.
next to me.
And then the other thing is, if the person is willing to pay a little bit extra and let me keep it for another week, I'll charge it with my personal skulls and I'll give it to Katrina to do her thing. I just leave it up here and she just goes and does whatever she's gonna do.
Yeah.
So
that's so cool.
So that's how we work. We never have anyone complain about any of the skulls that we send out after. If we're working with them and activating them, nobody ever complains about it.
Yeah, brilliant.
So it's really cool. So, or you could get the free Crystal Skull ebook, like I said too. So the main message I want to share with those who are listening is don't think, well, it sounds like Joshua's working on a book and he's talking to all these beings and he doesn't have any time for himself. No, I have a lot of free time. If somebody wants to contact me, talk with me, ask me questions, they can do it. And I have a Zoom room too. So sometimes I will talk with new people I meet through Zoom as well. So and we will have a second Arcturian class coming up. It's just that what's happening right now is really taking a lot of my energy. So I'm not ready yet to do the class. because when I work with the gateway, my energy somehow is connected with the two.
Yeah, it's
And
very high
so,
vibe, isn't it? Very high vibrational. So when
yeah,
you,
well,
yeah,
I'm used to it now, but still, there are times where, I feel I have to rest, or I'm passing out when I go to sleep at night. I'm just falling out and
wow.
passing out.
Yeah, so
So,
the website, thegatewayoflight.com, when you go to the
mhm,
spiritual messages page, it's Whispers of the Rose Flame, and you can
good,
submit your questions right there
right.
for Katrina in spirit. How do you say her name? Shalamaya?
Salome.
Shalomay,
So,
okay.
yeah,
It's
Salome. That's
beautiful.
her spiritual name. Katrina was her earth name. I
Yeah,
always call her Katrina, and she lets me.
yeah.
So, because
Oh,
that's what I'm more comfortable with.
that's brilliant. Well, this has
But
been so good, Joshua. Thank you so much.
no, my pleasure.
You
My
know, I
pleasure.
still need to get you back on to talk about Tartaria. And I have a friend who's really into Tartaria as well, so I know she definitely wants to see that. Because that's not something we've ever really spoken about, but it's there on your
Well,
website. Yeah,
when I'm on Facebook, I keep seeing video after video after video about Tartaria.
yeah,
Old videos, like I just saw one today where they were showing inventions created in the late 1800s, early 1900s. How did they have the ability to do that? It was because they were getting it from Tartaria.
yeah,
So once the person is aware of Tartaria, you start going into all the major cities, you will see that their buildings and structures still exist.
yeah,
Anything to do with something like an antenna, domes, beautiful architecture, cathedrals, churches. They weren't cathedrals or churches, they were healing places.
yeah,
The people would go in there and they would get free energy, they would get healed, they would meditate, they would be enhanced tremendously.
yeah, for
So
sure. I
all so
agree.
this is part of where our advanced technology coming in the future will come back from,
Mm,
because they already had all these things.
yeah,
So, and the Lemurians also acknowledged Tartaria too to me. They said,
yeah,
yes, we know about them. This
mm,
isn't made up. And they're finding old maps too, constantly showing Tartaria, 1600, 1700. It's like the same thing with flat Earth. There was a lady that's over 100 years old that said when she went to school in the 1930s, they said the Earth was flat.
yeah,
It's when NASA started coming that all of a sudden they built all these globes. So much is going to come out. Now, some sources say, well, it's not just flat or round, it's more than that. Okay. But
mm,
the idea is we're definitely not on a globe. We're not in a solar system floating around in space. There's so many inconsistencies in what they told us. And I have a free ebook, only 500 pages, comparing the flat Earth theory to the heliocentric theory and
yeah,
explaining to you why the heliocentric theory cannot possibly be true. I mean,
wow,
the simplest truth is if you are near any large body of water and there's a ship out there, if that ship is even 6 miles away from you, if the earth was curved, you should not be able to see it. The curvature of the earth should block. You put your cell phone and you zoom in, you'll see it straight away. It doesn't matter if it's 10 miles away, 20 miles away, 30 miles. I mean, I think the Suez Canal is 100 miles across. It's totally straight. You can
yeah,
see that it's totally flat.
okay,
Airplane pilots know that the world's flat. The surface is flat, but they're
mm,
not allowed to talk about it, or they'll be fired. Okay,
wow,
so but eventually, this these ridiculous stories, they're going to go away.
yeah. There's definitely change coming for sure. Yeah, and I can't wait. Well, I know it won't be easy at first, but yeah, I'm ready for a big change now.
Yeah, big changes are going to come, and
Yeah,
maybe not that far into the future. I mean, if if only a couple of these advanced devices showed up with the new financial system, the world as we know it could not possibly stay the same.
yeah,
It would be impossible. So we're like this close for these things coming out.
yeah,
And I've been told it won't be one thing that will start. It'll be a whole bunch of things happening at the same time.
yeah,
Could be UFOs showing up in the sky, new financial system, the 3 or 10 days of darkness happen where all the truth is told. It could be a
mm,
whole bunch of things that happen at one time.
yeah,
But but the key concept is a foundation that's based on lies can never last. The lies will eventually show themselves, and that's what's happening now. Everything is breaking. This false foundation we grew up on is falling apart. It's not holding because it's not based on truth.
Yeah.
So, all right, Julia, thank you so
This
much
has
for
been
having me
great.
again.
You're welcome.
And
I'm going to stop
we'll
it right
stay in
here.
touch and we'll talk again soon.
Brilliant.